Hi, welcome to Nanny's Country Treasures. If you're new here, I am Joanna, and I'm glad you're here. This is another one of my So It's Saturdays because it's Saturday. And I am excited to say that I have been getting good responses from this So It's Saturday series. And I appreciate that. I appreciate all the sweet comments. I appreciate my friends telling me about it, how much they like it, and I'm helping them, and that makes me feel good about doing these. It makes me happy to be helping someone. Today we are going to be sewing a baby blanket. It is so sweet. It goes with what we did last Saturday, with the baby burpees and things. And y'all, I don't know if I mentioned it, but you can personalize these. You can embroidery names on them. You can customize them with vinyl if you have a cutting machine. You can sublimate on them if they're able to be sublimated. So let's get started. Okay, so you're going to need fabric. This is cotton. You can use a flannel if you want it softer. If you don't want to print and you just want to color, you can use both sides of a softer fabric, which are called minky fabrics. This is minky dot fabric. It has dots on it. This is another piece. I bought this on clearance at Walmart. No, I did not. I just bought it at Walmart. My bad. I didn't mean to lie to you. But this is a really, really soft minky. This is what a lot of blankets now are made from. This is what I'm going to use. You do not iron that minky either with the dots because it will iron all the dots out and then you'll just have a slick fabric. But anyways, a blanket that we're making is called a stroller blanket. And they are usually 30 by 36 or 35. A yard of fabric is 36 long. There's 36 inches in a yard. And then width, they're usually, most cotton fabrics like this are 45 wide. So what you want to do is first wash, if you have cotton or flannel, you need to wash it prior to doing this. And of course this is more than a yard. And if you want a longer, like the 36, then you need to cut a little more. You'll need a yard and a fourth, more than likely. Won't need any more than that to make your blanket. Now you want to iron your fabric, and then you want to fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. Okay, so you'll iron it, line up your selvage edges, fold that one in half, and then fold it in half again. I have to go iron mine, so I'll be right back. Now the first thing you want to do, once you got it all ironed and folded to the best of your ability, sometimes it's hard, and I don't care what you do, it don't line up right. You're going to want to cut all this raggedy junk right here off, okay? So I'm going to give myself a half an inch, because it's not even. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to line it up with my mat here. You can use rulers to do this, but I have all this equipment that makes my life a whole lot easier. And if you can cut straight, honey, you can do this with scissors. By all means, go ahead, but I cannot. So I'm just going to lay my cutter here, my ruler, quilt ruler. I'm going to take my rotary cutter, and I'm going to slice that end off and make it even. And now that you want it 36 long, your mat actually has the numbers 35. So I am going to pull about an inch over this end here, and I'm going to cut it down here at the 36. Okay, so I'm going to do it again, but I can't do it with that because I don't have enough room. Sorry, I had to find my ruler. I hate doing this with a ruler because I like my fingers. Y'all have heard me say that 1,000,001 times. But anyways, you're just going to cut it off at your 36 mark, which is the very end of your mat if you get a size 36 mat. They come in different sizes, but mine is 32, or actually 33 by 36. So that cut off real even. You can actually use, if you buy more fabric, have matching burpees. Those make the best gifts when everything is matching. But anyways, now we are going to take our fabric and we have to have it 30 wide. So it'll be 30 by 36, okay? So you're going to take this and I fold it in half. I leave it folded in half and then I fold that half in half. This is the easiest way that I know how to do this. That's just me. You want, if you can, to have at least a 1/2 inch seam allowance, but you know, you don't have to, especially on the 36. If you get a 36, you know, it can only be 36, which it'll end up about a 35. But anyways, I know that this needs 30. So 15 and 15 is 30. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 inch to that. So I need to cut this 15.5 inches wide. Okay? So it'll be 15.5. Sometimes when it's that thick, it doesn't cut all the way through. I probably need to change my blade, to be honest, but ain't nobody got time for that right now. So anyways, you have this nice little square here, and this is 31, because you need it 30, so it'll be 31, of course, by a little over 36, or yours would be 36. So now that you have this fabric, I'm going to show you how to do the minky the best way. Okay, it'll be the best way to do this. Minky fabric is very slick and it likes to slide on you. So I'm going to show you a little trick to get that to not do that. Now I'm hoping y'all can see this okay. This stuff has lint all over it. It catches lint, anything, strings, it doesn't matter. And I've had it stored with other fabrics of like the same thing in totes and stuff like that. So anyways, your minky will have this one, I hope you can see it, will have a real fuzzy side. And then you have this soft fluffy side. You want this soft fluffy side, not this mangled yucky side. So you're going to spread this out on your work surface. Okay, these are the selvage edges. This is the cut edge, so you want those on the side because that's the pull, the stretch of the fabric. You want it going sideways. Well, what you want to do is, this stuff is slinky, so you want to drape it off of your work surface. You do not want to cut this the same like we did the fabric because it won't come out right. I do not like to waste fabric. I'm a hoarder of all things. Okay, so now you have this pretty much even off of your table on one side. One side is all that matters right now, okay? And I'll tell you why. Just give me a minute. Now you want to stretch this as flat as you can on your table. All right, this fuzzy junk don't matter right now. We'll clean it later. Now you want to line up your selvage edge because the cut edge is never right on these because they're so slick and wonky. You know, they have a mind of their own and they do what they want. So, this is what you want to do right here, okay? Then you're going to take your fabric and you're going to, forgot which way it goes. Okay, so it's longer, the lengthwise. So this is the width. You want it face down on your fabric. Flat out on your fabric, okay? On your minky. You want your fabric on your minky, face down. I'll get this in a minute. I know what I'm doing. Trying to tell you is a different story sometimes. And I apologize. I'm not perfect. God hasn't made me perfect yet. And I'm still striving, y'all. Seriously. Okay, so I got this lined up with the edge of my table, okay? Because I know the edge of my table should be straight. So, that's what I'm doing. It's on the edge of the table. This is down. It's flat against your minky, okay? So, what I'm going to do, this is what I like to do. This is for this, okay? These are quilt basting pins. You can get them anywhere. I personally prefer these bent kind as opposed to the regular, but it doesn't matter. Just whatever you get. Now start from the middle and pin, and make sure you get your wonky. Make sure you get your, this wonky fabric is minky. Make sure you get your minky, not your wonky. And I'm just going to pin, I'm going to put safety pins randomly through here, okay? And it's just because I do not want my fabric shifting. Because if it shifts, then it is not going to be lined up right when you cut it or when you sew it. You don't have to do this. This is just my preference because some people say I'm a perfectionist. I don't believe it, but, you know, I don't know. They seem to think they know me. Whatever. So anyways, you're just going to pin this all the way around, okay? And I'm going to turn this off so I can do that. Okay, now all my pins are in there, and I am going to start cutting around the fabric. Now, you may think that that is a waste of time to do the all those pins, but it's not. And you'll thank me when it's shifting. I do cut a little out. If you can see me, I cut out a little bit from the fabric. And that's just to give me a little wiggle room. And I'm just going to cut all the way around this blanket. And I'm going to cut off any excess except just a little bit. You don't want all that fabric on there. So I'm going to do this all the way around my blanket. And now when you have the pins in it, if it doesn't fit on your table, you can grab this and give it a pull. And your fabric is on the table now, so you can cut it out. That's important. That's why the pins hold your fabric down. Makes it so much easier. So now I'm going to put my pins on the outside of this so that it's not shifting. That I have all the excess cut off. You want to just take your pins. You have to have a lot of pins with this minky because it is so shifty. I'm telling y'all, it's a shifty little fabric. So you want to put your pins in. Some people put their pins like this way and so, but I just feel like this would be, you know, flapping up, and I don't know if I could, I don't know if it, I can't, y'all. I do it my way, and that's the way I do it. So anyways, I'm going to pause the video. You're just going to pin your pins all the way around your blanket. Now, I will give you a quick tip. I actually should have done it, but I didn't think about it because I have my pins, you know, on here, and that's what I saw, and that's what I done. But a lot of times I clip these, and you can buy binder clips, you know, they call them, and they're just little plastic clips. Sometimes they can get a little bit expensive. So if you go to Hobby Lobby or you check their app, sometimes they have the jewelry shop on sale. See, the jewelry shop. They have these little clips right here. These are my favorite. Alright? And all you would have done was just place your clips on here. And then this is a magnetic thing from Harbor Freight. And they go on sale too. And sometimes you can get the little ones for free, actually. And they stick right in there. So when you're pulling them off the machine, you just put them right in here. But I didn't use the clips because they were behind me. And I'm one of those, if I see it, you know, I'll use it. But if I don't, then I forget. So now we're going to go and we can move this now, see? And we're going to go over to the machine and sew it. I'm actually going to be sewing on my Singer Heritage today. Just because the table with my other one on there is so bad. I've got stuff piled over there, and because I've had a very busy week, so this one was available, so I'm just going to use it. I will go ahead and explain the difference between most of the newer electronic machines and the older machines. Some of the newer machines still have the side bobbin, like the Janome we've been working on. It has a side or underneath one. This one has a drop-in bobbin. So to change the bobbin, you just pull the lever right here. I'm trying to stay out of your way, but y'all, I am not left-handed. So you pull your little plastic piece off, pull your bobbin out. It just pops right out. And to change your bobbin, you take your bobbin and you hold it this way. And your string will be unrolling toward the left. You drop that bobbin in. And then there is grooves in here. Hold on. And it's that simple. I love the drop-in bobbins. They're so much easier. Okay, I will tell you I am using a size 14 needle. Regular presser foot. I'm going to use this thread. You can put it on your top spool, but I have one back here that will thread this away, which would be the same as putting it up here and drawing it up. So what you're going to need is your machine will come with spool caps, and they look like this. You have 3 different sizes. You find the spool cap that covers your thread completely, and that's the one you use. So I'm going to get my little one, and I'm going to put it on here, and it doesn't matter which way you do this one. So you're just going to slide it down, and then put your spool cap over the stop like that right there. Push it all the way down towards your thread. Now you're able to pull your thread and thread your machine. These machines thread just like any other machine. Comes around, comes down through this, and then my machine has an automatic thread thing, so all I gotta do is put it up and it'll go through there. Then I take my attacher, grab my loop, pull my thread through, and put it back in. This is a handy little thing. If you don't have this, you can use a crochet hook. A small crochet hook works great. I don't know if I have, I do. These right here. I hope you can see that, but it's just a teeny tiny crochet hook. They pull your threads out. And I get these at Walmart. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. And this is what I put here to put my little doodads in. And then I have this over here, which is a command strip for my clippers, so I never lose anything. You're welcome. pull your thread to the back. I'm going to move you now so you can see me sewing this blanket. So I hope you can see this way, but what I'm going to do is I'm putting my presser foot, because y'all know I like to sew with my presser foot, as my guide. So I've got it on the edge of my presser foot, my fabric. You don't worry about the minky, you're worried about the fabric, same as the burpees. And I have got my stitch length at 3.0. That's just my preference on this machine. They differ from machine to machine. And I am going to move my needle all the way to the left. That'll give me a pretty good space here as my seam allowance. So all you're going to do is you're going to sew, and this is loud and I'm sorry, and back stitch, and then you're going to go all the way around until you leave a gap at the other side, okay? And I am going to turn this off and sew all the way around. When you get to the corner, pick it up, turn it, stitch, back stitch, and then take off again, straight stitching. I will mention one reason why I love this machine so much excuse me, is the flat bed that curves up, and it is so much easier to do your sewing on this machine because of this flat bed. Now, I do like the ones that are in the cabinets because you could just float across those, and I do have some of those, but I just wanted to point out the difference between this one and the Janome that I usually use. Just has a flat bed, right, you know, that's this big, and this one is so big. My baby lock is big like this too, and I love a machine like that. And you can buy pieces that slip on a machine to make your bed of your machine wider. So just so you know, they do have those available, which make doing these a whole lot easier. Make sure when you're sewing this or anything that you have your fabric flat and you don't have this pulled behind it, and sew your pieces together. Now when you get to where you started, don't forget to stop and leave a space and back stitch so your stitches don't come out while you're turning. Now you want to bring it back to your table or whatever and remove all your pins and your quilting pins, safety pins. So when you get that done, then we'll turn it inside out. Before I flip it, I like to trim this up, you know, because I left excess in case it got a little shifty on me. So this is the point where I trim all of it off so there's not a lot of bulk in the blanket, you know. You don't have to do this. That's up to you. And then when you do that, you want to trim your corner, but don't clip your stitches. This will give you an, you know, you'll be able to turn that corner and it'll look a whole lot neater as opposed to having that big bulky, you know, thing on the corner. So we're going to cut all around it if you choose to and trim your corners. Now you're just going to find where your opening is. You're going to reach inside that baby. And I like to grab a corner, poke it in with my finger, and pull it through. That's the easiest way that I have found to turn these blankets. Just reach in, grab, and pull through your little hole. It'll come out eventually. You keep tugging. Don't tug too hard. You might rip something, but you know, just tug it. Pull it out. Make sure all of it's inside. I mean, right side out, not inside out. It was inside out to begin with, y'all. 6 cups of coffee today. That's what's got me running. Anyway, all you gotta do, you don't need nothing special if you cut your corners. Just poke your little pinky up in there if you got one. Some people may not have one. Could got cut off. I was working one time, saw this lady get her finger cut off. It scared me to death. It was tragic, y'all. But anyway, I don't know that y'all need to know that, but you got it anyway. Okay, so just go inside your blanket and find all your corners. Sometimes it's hard. You got to keep pulling. I got that corner, got that corner. Let me just look. Got that corner, got that corner. Got that corner. Hey, I got my corners. All right, now, same as the burpees. If you saw that video, you're going to take this over to your iron. And it's okay to iron this Mickey. It ain't no big deal. And you're going to pull this. And you're going to iron all this flat down. Flat down. So we can sew all the way around our top stitching. Okay? Now that I have it all pressed and it's nice and crisp lines, you want to make sure that your Minky is folded over, because like I said, I can't say it enough, it's shifty, y'all, it's shifty. So you can pin it here, or you can clip it, or whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put a pin in mine, right in the middle. Why did I say right? Right in the middle. Right in the middle. And that will, you know, hold it down. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to move my needle back to the middle. From the left to the middle, okay? And I'm just going to sew my straight stitch all the way around, going on the edge of the printed fabric, not the Minky fabric. Because if you do the Minky fabric, then you're going to go off the printed fabric and it won't be together. So you want to go on the printed fabric and make sure you go all the way around, back stitch where you start and where you stop to make sure your stitches don't come out. But that's all you're going to do. Keep this on the side of your presser foot, needle in the middle, and sew. Now y'all, how cute is this? Look how beautiful this is, and so soft. Babies love them. And if you did it with the fabric that coordinates, you know, that'd be really cute. But even these could go with it. Just say these match this. This would be an awesome, awesome gift, okay? And to do this, you could take these and just put them together and roll them. And then you can take ribbon. Oh, I don't want to do that. You can take ribbon once you got them rolled and just tie a ribbon around them and tie a sweet little bow. You get the idea. You can do the blanket the same way. That's just sweet right there. Makes a great gift. Now, isn't that nice to be able to sew a gift for someone that's more personalized and meaningful? I mean, anybody can go in a store and pick out something and say, hey, I got you this, you know. But to make something, especially for family members or special friends, you know, they tend to keep these things because you did it. And I hope that I helped you, and I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a great big thumbs up. And I would love for you to subscribe to this channel so you would become part of my YouTube family. And if you ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you for watching. And as always, you are a blessing. Goodbye.